An Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi has appealed the Federal High Court judgment which over the removal of him and his deputy Eric Igwe from office. According to a notice appeal filed on Wednesday, the DOE explained that the Federal High Court erred in its ruling and they therefore disagree with the entire judgment, which over the sack for defecting to the All Progressives Congress from the People's Democratic Party and listed 8 grounds of appeal against the lower court's judgment. In the appeal document, Umahi and his deputy argue that the trial court was virtually setting aside the Supreme Court's decision in the case involving the Attorney General of the Federation and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to the effect that there is no constitutional provisions prohibiting president or vice and invariably the governor or deputy governor from defecting to another political party. They further submitted that there is no provision in the constitution that states that a governor or deputy governor will vacate his office if he defects from his political party to another party. Well, to discuss this issue further, Liberos Oshoma, legal practitioner, joins us on the news. Well, thank you for joining us. Now, what do you make of the court's judgment asking Governor Umahi and his deputy to vacate office over the defection to the APC?
In as much as we would want to, sanitize and enhance our judicial, legal, electoral processes. But I think that what we have at hand is a lacuna in as far as our laws are concerned, our constitution also is concerned. There is no provision in our constitution empowering a governor to defect if voted on the platform of a political party. There's also no provision in the constitution that spells out what should happen to a governor that defected, after being sworn in. Unlike Section 68 and Section 190 of the Constitution that spells out what should happen to a legislator who defected. And then also the Supreme Court, in the case of Abegunde and INEC, settling what amounts to the crisis in a political party. For a governor, except the provisions of Section 188 of the Constitution, there is nothing else stating how a governor should be removed from office, or that the Federal High Court has the power to remove a governor from office that defected. So what we have really is a quagmire, and the Federal High Court, not being a policy court, also does not have the power to extend that policy, that policy that is not clearly spelled out in the Constitution. The only court that has the power to do that is the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that's been a policy court. It has, the power to impute into the law the intendment of the drafters of the law. And that's why, for some of us, what we are actually doing is watching until the matter gets to appellate court. That's the Supreme Court. And then that's when we can now begin to discuss the legality otherwise. But for now, I think the Federal High Court does not have jurisdiction to make the pronouncement. All right,
I must ask now, based on all you've said so far, now that Governor Umahi has filed an appeal, do you see this case getting to the Supreme Court at all?
Yes, I am afraid, really. I had expected, once a matter like that was raised at the Federal High Court, what the Federal High Court ought to have done would have asked parties to take, the matter before, being a point of law, would have asked parties to take the matter before an appellate court for interpretation of that section. But as it is, we have had missed opportunities like this. If you remember, when the 5 governors defected from PDP and into APC, it was this same back and forth. At the end of the day, the matter was warehoused. And I hope and pray that this one is not warehoused at the Supreme Court, so as to give us an opportunity to have the benefit of deepening, our legal electoral processes, so as to, have for the first time the court determine what should happen to a governor who defected, haven't been voted on the platform of a separate party. I just wish and I hope that we have that opportunity for the Supreme Court to decide that.
Well, Liberos Oshoma, legal practitioner, thank you for joining us on the news, for your time and contribution.